We're on.
Hey, good morning. Coffee and a Podcast, mini-sode, micro mini-sode.
Micro mini.
Micro mini. 20 and coffee. More coffee.
She's got me beat
And
on the
oh
coffee.
my God, that's Cheryl Ann Chapman.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even introduce
This episode today is called All About Anything.
Anything.
All
Anything
about
goes.
anything. Yeah, anything goes, because we have been out for 3 weeks and it's hot here in the Pacific Northwest and our brains are in a wee bit of a fog. A little bit of a fog. Melting. Yeah. And
I can't believe I didn't even introduce her
God.
in the main episode that I did. Of
That's
Nancy
how
Green.
out of it. We were off for 3 weeks because we had editing to do 1 week.
And a whole
Then I
bunch of
had
stuff to do,
4th of July. And then last week was your mate's boyfriend.
Yeah, it was my boyfriend's, what do you call him? It was his birthday. Oh, man.
Your mate.
Yeah.
It sounded like I said your boyfriend's mate.
My boyfriend's mate? My boyfriend's mate?
Mate.
Oh, mate?
Like he has another mate. He doesn't.
No.
I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
I hope not. Anything goes.
Oh my God.
Episode of anything.
This is, anything.
Oh my gosh.
What's it called? All About Anything today.
All about.
Yeah.
There you go.
So today we're just talking about, I was talking to Cheryl Ann. I got my hair cut. I'm so happy.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And
She's all springy, all.
Yeah.
And then
all
we happen to
summery.
match. And
She keeps saying spring, but it's bloody hot. It's summer.
Well, sorry.
It's officially summer.
Yeah.
And Cheryl Ann looks beautiful as always. Cheryl Ann always looks nice. So what were we talking about? Oh, haircut. I would love it if you maybe gave her a try. She's so good.
She just had her haircut.
Yeah.
Very
happy.
cute.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it's a couple weeks grow out, like 3-week grow out. So I'm really happy. And look, you can tell a good haircut when you get the grow out that you want,
Yeah, and it grows out the way you're hoping it was going to grow.
So we're not talking about much. Cheryl Ann made this lovely platter of fruit and cheese.
Oh, hers looks better than mine.
Yeah, because I opted to finish before
I added more.
Before we start editing, I was like, let me get through this because I'm pretty hot. I'm over here melting. It's a little hot. Well, anyway, so here's a quote for you guys today. Let me put on my glasses so I can really see the right words.
We're just free flowing. There's no rhyme or reason to our little episode, and people will be like, "What the heck are those girls talking about?"
I've hit a giddy wall. By the time we get to the micro mini,
I did that the other night. I started laughing,
and
I was like,
you couldn't
you
stop.
get so tired, and then you start laughing at everything, and then you can't even talk about.
I know.
Yeah, oh my God, I love that when I get that giddy.
Well, I've been working too much. I don't know about you, but I've been working way too much, so I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
So here's a nice quote we can riff on. The reality is none of us are easy to be with.
Guilty.
We all suffer from something.
Yep.
So when you meet someone who's willing to stay committed to understanding you and actually wants to grow with you, don't let something like silly ego and pride ruin it. And that is from, oh my God, it is such small print.
You have glasses
It's
on.
a famous, I know.
I know, let me see.
There, what is that word?
Well, it's A-I-ish. How do you pronounce that? A-I-S-H-H-I-A. Ideal.
Okay.
Ideal?
Well, whoever they are. That's
I don't know. I'm sorry. I mispronounced
but
it.
it's true. It's like,
it's very true. Very true.
One of my friends was having a rough time, and I said, try to think of the positive. Like, and I heard this saying the other day too that, you know how like sometimes we can just be so negative, like we're like, oh,
we get caught up in the moment.
I have to go to work. I have to do this. And I heard Reese Witherspoon say this recently. She got it from a fellow comedian on a podcast, and I loved it so much. She said, oh, I have to go do this. No, guess what? When we change it in our head, I get to go do this. I get to go drive my car to Cheryl Ann's. I get to do things. I get
to be with Crazy CA.
Yeah, I get to go. Anyway, that didn't have anything to do with this quote, but just get along with your mate.
Well, it does. No, it does because
it really
it's like,
doesn't.
No, it does because you're like It's unconditional love is basically what this is saying. Is
well, not to the point of abuse, but no relationship is perfect. And if you need to seek help, get help. If you need a therapist, see a therapist. If you need meds, get your meds. Do what you got to do. But be happy, be healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, before you... Oh, I have to get the glasses on. Before you assume, learn the facts. Before you judge, understand why. Before you hurt someone, feel. Before you speak, think. Oh, that last one's hard for me. Think. And assume the facts. Before we judge, I on the Myers-Briggs, I'm a little judgy, so I'm working on that, people. I'm working on it. And I don't generally hurt someone, so that one's really not for me. I'm very careful. I might natter you to death, or my husband, or whomever, or my daughter. Natter. Like nitpick.
Nitpick. Okay.
Like you might think I need to be medicated because you're like Irish. You're like a pit bull. Let go of it. And they might claim there's medicine for that, but I don't know. But anyway, so I would never ever intentionally hurt someone unless they're a bad guy or a bad person that's attacking me. Then all bets are off. And then before you speak, think. That one has come to me later on in life because now everything's so politically correct that I have to stop and think. I can't just blurt out what's in my heart. Sometimes I do. Like I saw the cutest little puppy at work the other day. Someone brought their little doggy, and it was the smallest little, I don't know what it was, like a toy doodle or something. It was a smaller, small, not even mid-size. Anyway, it had, you know how those doodles have like these human-like eye quality? Like, have you ever seen those dogs? They have like human-like eye quality. Anyway, this little dog would look up at you and you're like, oh my God, it was heart melting. I blurted that out. Your dog is heart melting. Because I know, but it's like I didn't even think. I just was like, my heart melted when I saw this little doggy's eyes and then she's looking at me.
Oh,
I know.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Of course.
Thank you.
I was stoked. Happy.
Anyway.
I
mean, things like that are. It's when you.
Blurt out the other stuff.
I do accidentally.
I do
well,
too.
Well, just things. We talked about this on an episode prior. It's things that we'll say that have new meanings now.
Right. Oh, right.
So,
like we're not allowed to, like, I remember going through this phase where I'm like, oh God, I can't say, they're like, describe the person. And I'm like, okay, how can I describe the person without saying their ethnicity or whatever that word is, or how can I say this without saying the wrong word? Am I going to get in trouble? Like I can't even. But you know what? I heard someone describing the other day, and they just straight up, and I appreciate that more because that's how I understand it. And then there's the opposite side of people that are like so policing that are like, why do you have to say it at all? And it's like, because that's the description I grew up with, and it doesn't mean anything negative. No. I'm not being negative. I'm just just saying, now I'm scared to say anything. So
and I get that. I mean, if you're trying to describe someone in a crowd, you have to say,
they had a purple jacket on, and their skin tone was on the medium side to light.
It's a little bit hard.
A bit ashy. Maybe it was lighter. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
It just gets complicated.
It does get complicated. It's like, anyway, blah, blah, blah. We're all about anything.
All about anything.
All about anything today.
So, what else is going on?
That's it. I'm just, I'm feeling
surviving.
I'm a bit fatigued today, but it'll get better.
Good muggy, I think, is because we're not used to it. In Pacific Northwest, we cry for heat, and then we get heat, and then we're like,
we can't handle it.
Because most places don't have no. We don't. I shut it off, like, the fan's off, so we could be able to do the podcast.
Right.
And I shut the windows so we don't get the noise of, like, traffic and whatnot.
Right.
And then we're like, getting a little stuffy in here, you know.
Sweating.
Getting hot in here, but we're not going to take off our clothes. That song. But
like
yeah,
that song.
but do what? I know, I like that song.
Sherilyn's going to serenade us on that.
No.
Anyway, we're Coffeeandapodcast at Gmail. Wait, no, Coffeeandapodcast3 gmail.com if you want to.
Oh my goodness.
Send us your thoughts, complaints, stories, whatever.
So yeah,
Send it over.
Obviously.
Yeah, and if you want to correct us, go ahead.
Well, this episode was called what again?
All about anything.
All about anything.
We've had some funny names
So
for our
what-
mini-sodes, and this is definitely all about anything. And we're
Yeah.
keeping it short because we're going to eat this platter of fruit and cheese and
Yes,
crackers.
it is.
And
Four
we'll
heads
see
cheese,
yeah,
3 different types of cheese, and keep it at our 11 minutes so we don't have to edit.
That's right.
And all right, well, that's it for me. You guys
That's it.
be good to yourself.
Be kind.
And until next time, ciao.